Yo, 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 what's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. And I'm back at you with another episode, Dom's World. Okay? And look, family, touchy subject a little bit. What I want to chop up today, I want to talk about child support. Yes. Whoo, baby. Child support. All right. Now you got to roll with me on this one. Stick with your boy, okay? This is a good one. But before I get into it and give you my purpose of this conversation, let me give you a little backstory on my child support situation. See, with my firstborn child, when me and my son's mother separated, we were young, immature, like most couples are first time around, okay? So this ain't a blame game. This is just so you can understand my point to giving you content on child support today. Whenever we would have a argument or something, and it was my weekend to get my son, conveniently, he would be over another family member's house of hers. So when it was time for me to come get him, he wasn't there. And of course, that was mainly because we were having an argument or a disagreement. I didn't do something that she thought I should have did, whatever it may have been. But when I would go get my son, he was not there. And, we went round and round. And, there's he's my son. Well, she would say he lives with me. So, I decide what goes on with him. And I'm feeling I have my rights and so on and so on and so on. Most of you know the story. You know the story through experience or seeing it from someone else's experience. So I decided to file joint custody. I decided to have the sheriff go knock on the door and hand her some papers saying that I want joint custody of my son. All right. So, fellas, I don't believe in you not being able to get your rights. Okay. Because if you want them bad enough, you will get them. Did it cost me a little money? Sure it did. Did it cost me a little time? Sure it did. But in the end, it was worth it because I was able to see my son going forward without any troubles or hassles. All right. And, so sad that it came to that point, but, you do what you have to do. And it turned out to be the best thing for us because out of that, she began to get child support. Even though I was the one who filed for the joint custody, child support was still given to me. All right. That's just the way the system works. All right. Fellas, if you want joint custody of your children, you more than likely will pay child support, at least in the state of Missouri at the time when I was going through my situation. And no regrets. No regrets. No man wants to pay child support. Every man would much rather just take care of his children without child support. But sometimes it comes down to that. All right. So it is what it is. Forgive me, y'all. I'm sitting outside in my car doing content today. So if you hear the background, just bear with me. It's a little noisy. All right. But that's my little backstory with child support. That's my experience. I pay child support and also I pay medical support. And again, I was the one who filed for the joint custody and I got slapped with the child support and medical support. But my son's mother and we came to an agreement on all of that, on how to pay it, how much to pay, and all that. We were able to come to an agreement without the judge having to tell us how to do it. We talked it out and worked it out. In the end, it worked out okay. So another thing I want to talk about, I remember when my son was being born, I was hearing a lot of guys, especially older than me at the time, talking about how not to sign the birth certificate. Ladies, I don't know how familiar you are with this, but at the time, in my mid-20s, late 20s, when I was having my first child, there were a lot of guys telling me, man, don't sign the birth certificate. Don't sign the birth certificate. That way you don't get slapped with child support. And that was very interesting. I thought it was, but me being who I was and the way that I was raised, I believe that if you have a child, you step up to the plate and you do what you can. No matter how hard it is, you become the best father that you can be. And that was just the way it was for me, so I signed the birth certificate. But I just thought that was a little something I wanted to throw out there, that that was really big for most of the men that were older than me during that time. They were telling me not to sign the birth certificate. That way the child support cannot come after you. All right? Interesting. Fathers, ladies, when it comes to receiving government help, I know in most states the fathers can't be on the lease. Their names can't be on the lease when it comes to receiving government help. Another way to divide the family and keep the family separated. This content isn't about receiving government help, but I just want to throw that out there because it comes in with child support. A lot of times, the father can't be on the lease, can't live with the family, technically shouldn't be living with the family in order to receive government help. So for a woman to receive government help funding, whether it be through child support or some kind of assistance, with living or EBT, whatever it may be, the father's name can't be on the lease. He's not supposed to be living there. Again, interesting in how they like to keep the families separated and keep the father out of the home. All right. Fellas, why you should pay your child support. Okay? Why you should pay your child support? Because you're not paying your child support for your baby mother. You're not doing it for her. Even though to some degree you could be doing it to just shut her up if she's constantly in your ear. But in the end, you are doing it for your child. You're doing it for your child. At some point, your little baby boy, little baby girl is going to be old enough to understand whether you did your part or not. They're going to be old enough to make a decision on who was right and who was wrong between mama and daddy. That is why I never, ever badmouth my son's mother to him. Never, ever. I never did it. He can tell you I never badmouth his mother to him because I knew that one day he would be old enough to see for himself. Just like one day I got old enough to see for myself what was really going on with my family and everything in the whole entire world. Your children will one day be old enough to see for themselves if you were there for them or not, what you did for them or not. Communicate with them. I do with my son all the time. He knows exactly how much child support I pay. He knows exactly how much medical support I pay. I'm not waiting for his mother to tell him. I tell him. He knows. All right? So regardless of what she say, he knows. I've shown him the check stubs to let him see what comes out for child support and medical support. So let your children know that you are there for them and that you are doing your part. You're doing it for them. All right? Please remember that. Never talk bad to your kid about the mother or the father, the significant other, families. Don't do that. Don't badmouth your significant other to your children, because in the end, they're going to grow up and they're going to see. They're going to see who was really the troublemaker, and they will make that decision for themselves. And they're going to be old enough to one day to realize you tried to sway their decision making. You tried to manipulate the way they thought about their other parent. Kids grow up, baby. They grow up. They don't stay little forever. One day they will tell you what you said and what you did, and they will tell you how they felt about it. Brace yourself. Brace yourself, okay? All right? When it comes to the child support, ladies, use that for the children, please. Use it for the children. Use it for them. Do what of course it goes towards, the cost of living. Helping with bills. Use it to help with the car insurance, whatever. But if you're doing that, communicate that with your children. Say, yes, this is what your father sends in every month. And this is what we use it for. All right? But if you're able to pay your own bills out of your own check, then take that child support money and give it to your child and let them use that for what they need it for. All right? Just my opinion. All right? Family, I love you. If you like what you're listening to, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Like and share these videos. I love you. I just want to talk about child support today. I don't know why. It was on my mind to do so. Fellas, pay your child support. You are doing it for your children. You want your children to know you are there for them. And then do more than pay child support. Take care of them outside of that. Do what you need to do when they with you. Do what you have to do. But pay that child support because you want them to know that you as a man stepped up to the plate and did what you had to do, because that's what we do, baby. We step up and become the fathers, the kings that we were meant to be. I love you. Peace and one love.